Good evening and welcome back to all. And I hope you all doing well, enjoying your Sunday, your weekend, and are getting ready for the next week. Okay, fellows. So if you are having an issue to watch this webinar live, yeah, you can join us through Zoom. All right, or you can join us on the YouTube. Yeah, I'm live over there on YouTube. You can catch us on the YouTube. And if you are having problem on the YouTube, you are having problem on the Zoom, you are having problem on the these two sites, then you can come to this site, Weekly Market Outlook. Yeah, and you can simply you know can have the access to to this webinar over here on this website. Yeah, so you can catch us live here on this website as well. So it's loading, so it will be over there. Yeah, so you can catch us here on the website, or you can catch us on the YouTube. Yeah, so how you can catch me on the YouTube, catch us on the YouTube, just type it over there, Wave Trader. Yeah, so you're gonna see the live videos over there. Okay, all right, so this is the YouTube channel. Yeah, yeah, it's live over there. Okay, so those fellows who are watching on the YouTube, I'm watching your comments and your questions. Yeah, so try to bear with me so that we can go through the pairs, we can go through the trade setup, and then we can discuss the problems you are having at the end. All right. Okay, so if anyone want to join us, the group, you can go through this website. Yeah, or you can just send me your questions over there, the question you're having. Just submit this form to me. All right, so let's move on to the charts. Okay, so first of all, the pair I'm looking for is the pound yen. Okay, this pair. So I hope you fellows are already into that trade. Okay, because if you remember that when this was happening over there, we were selling this pair. We were selling on these continuation formations as well. Okay, so it is forming the similar continuation formation, the continuation formation you have seen over there. Okay, you can see that. Yeah, so it should break down like that. I'm anticipating aggressive breakdown to the downside. If we know we're gonna get the aggressive break to the downside, and we're gonna see the corrective break to the downside, we will look for change in pattern formation. Okay, so change in pattern formation is possible over there. So change in pattern formation can come at this area. Okay, it can break down, it can test this bottom, and can get back to the top again. Yeah, so like ABC move or flat. All right, so this possibility is over there. So far, what we need to look for, I don't see that this pair is going to do something like that. All right, because the bigger structure and bigger formation, I mean weekly formation, is telling us that this is the bigger correction and it should continue to the downside. All right, so start is pretty good. So if you remember that we were setting from the top and we were waiting for this pair to form a pullback last week. Okay, so that was the chart. And yeah, if you remember the last week, I told you we may see that formation. Okay, like that. If you remember the previous week. All right, so we may see when it was somewhere here at this area, we may see that formation. So that formation is forming over there. Okay, so what we need to look for next week, we need to look for, come on, we need to look for this move. Yeah, like that or like that. Okay, where? At this area. Alright, that move. I don't see that it is going to do something like that. Alright, so what you can do on lower time frame, fellows, what you can do. Okay, so all clear. The way we are looking for is this. Okay, so you can see previously as well. That move appeared over there. Yeah, so you have the examples over there. So we're gonna monitor how that wave will appear over there, correctively or aggressively. Okay, if it is going to be fall aggressively, it can even further go beyond these areas. Okay, so that is the pound yen. How we can look at the lower time frame. All right, so this correction is just forming over there on 4-hour time frame. Okay, so we are already into that trade from this top. All right, so we sold at this area. I think, if I'm not wrong, my trader sold this area and price reversed back so aggressively. So I got stopped out on break even, and some still are into that trade. Yeah, this trade. Okay, so new trade we took at this area. Those fellows who are not there into that trade. Okay, so what it is doing on lower time frame, it is basically, you can see that it is forming this similar formation. Okay, so in that formation we may see a couple of more candles like that, right, before going to continue to the downside like this. Okay, so if this is going to happen, you should not be worried about that. All right, so you should not be worried about that. Give more time to your trade. Okay, let the trade, you know, complete the formation, the corrective formation, the formation it is forming. Once that formation is gonna finish, you're gonna get your money very quickly. Okay, because when market moves aggressively, you're gonna get your money too quick. Okay, so try to trade into those directions where market is moving aggressively. Yeah, rather than trading into those directions where market is moving correctively, slowly. Yeah, you're gonna get money in corrective moves, but it takes some time. Okay, so try to trade into the trending direction of the market. Okay, so what we can see on lower time frame. Okay, this pattern formation is developing. So we were anticipating pullback from this area last week, if you remember that. Yeah, we were anticipating pullback. So pullback started to rise aggressively and then started to form a continuation formation and just extended that formation for further upside. You can see that. Okay, flag or flat channel, whatever you want to call that, and then next move up here over there. Okay, so slightly aggressive to the upside. What that means is, yeah, this formation, you can see over there, slightly aggressive to the upside. The previous formations were corrective. Okay, so slightly aggressive to the upside. So what that means is, that means it can stay within this formation for a while. Okay, so that possibility exists over there. All right, so something like that. Okay, let me draw the trend line, the arrows correctly so that you can understand rather than just confusing. Okay, like that. What it can do, it can go for another leg up within that corrective formation and then drop. Okay, so we are already into the sell. We are looking for this to go through this time. Okay, if it is going to go through this time, perfect. We are holding our short from top. Yeah, I have shown you the idea. So we are holding short from top. So the trade we are looking for on this at the current price is, we are looking for the continuation of the previous trend. Okay, if this is going to go for another up leg like that, okay, so no need to be worried about that. Okay, so those who are gonna get stopped out because of this, then look for sell at this area. Okay, if you understand the pattern formation, then you understand the next trade setup, where price is going to form the next trade setup. So this example is pretty same like the euro yen. Okay, the example I'm showing you is pretty same like the euro yen. Okay, if you remember the euro yen chart, I think I have to go through from here, that's going to be too quick. Okay, if you remember the euro yen chart, then you understand that what I'm talking about. All right. Okay, so euro yen was falling, but falling correctively. Last week we were anticipating continuation to the downside, but what it has done, it has formed another corrective move to the upside. Okay, we were anticipating breakdown. Okay, we were holding our short from this area, So what it has done, it has corrective up to that top. All right, so what it has done over there, started to fall aggressively. Okay, so my traders sold from this area when it was testing that top. Okay, so currently we want this to complete that move, this pair, and then continue to the downside or test that top and again to the downside. So I'll explain that pair once we're going to move to that pair. Okay, so similar formation we may see on the pound yen. So if that is going to happen, no frustration, no need to worry about that. Show some patience and stay into that trade on a good price. Okay, so what is the good price? So the good price was there at the top. Okay, so that opportunity is gone. Okay, now we are looking for this area to follow this trend. Okay, so this is a good price for those who are holding. Okay, if it is going to continue, perfect. If it is not going to continue, watch for another up leg and then drop. Okay, so that's going to be a daily trend continuation formation for the downside. Okay, the examples I have just shown you at the start. So pound yen, we are looking for the downside. So in case if it is going to something happen unusual into the market and pound start to rise so aggressively to the upside like that, which I'm not anticipating like that. Okay, so what we're gonna do in this scenario, I don't think so that it is going to happen. This is very extreme situations. All right, this like that. All right, this is very extreme situation. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna analyze how price is going to do in this area. All right, in this area, either it is rising aggressively, something like that, or rising correctively. Okay, then we're gonna decide either we need to buy or we need to look for sell from this top again. All right, so I don't see this scenario right now. So if in case this is going to happen, we need to see how price is going to rise, then we can make a decision either we need to buy or we need to sell. Okay, so currently we can see it is ready to move to the downside. Yeah, so we can make a decision based on this information. Yeah, this is forming a continuation formation. We can look for downside rather than looking for upside. Okay, so keep an eye. This is the pair I'm looking for next week. Okay, so pound yen and pound USD. All right, so if you remember, the last week we were anticipating this pair to form a correction back to that trend line. Yeah, so we can see that the correction is appearing over there. We were anticipating correction, if you remember that. Yeah, the last week market outlook. All right, so we were anticipating this correction to form at this area. Yeah, let me look at the chart so that we can recall what we were anticipating, and then we can move on to the next step. All right, so we were looking for this correction to complete. We were watching this trend line, this area. Yeah, so price slightly went above that trend line. Okay, so it is still continuation formation. It hasn't changed this trend for upside. Okay, so it hasn't changed the trend for upside. It is still bearish. All right, so it is still bearish from breakout at this area under that trend line. Okay, so how we can trade on this formation? We need to look at the lower time frame. All right, so we are already in this chart from top. Some of my traders are already into that trade from top, and we sold when this was happening over there. Yeah, and took some profit and some break-even trades when it was rising so aggressively. Okay, so that move, similar like the pound yen. Okay, and the breakout. If this is not going to break out, what you need to look for, extension of that pattern. Okay, extension of that formation like that. Okay, so that's going to be the bigger daily formation. All right, like that. Okay, so this trade, look for that trade and watch this breakout. If this is going to break out, then we're going to look at the bigger structure at this area. Okay, if it is not going to continue and it's going to rise aggressively back to that trend line, watch sell from that top. Okay, that's how this structure can develop, this pattern can develop, can form. Okay, so the correction is going to be bigger like daily, yeah, but still continuation to the downside. All right, so I don't see that this is going to do something like that. All right, I don't see it is going to do something like that. All right, so stay into the trade we are holding from the top and look for this to break up. Let me look at this lower time frame if you're going to get any signs over there for the downside. Yeah, currently I don't see there is any continuation sign or any impulsive sign at this area except this one. Okay, so what it can do, it can keep falling like that and can start to form a correction. Yeah, so if you are not happy to sell at these areas or these areas, let the impulse complete itself, and once price is going to start to continue into a continuation formation, then look for this continuation to the downside. Okay, if you are not happy, if you are having some fear to sell against this impulsive move, okay, let the impulsive move, you can see like that. Okay, so watch that impulsive move at this area, wait and watch for the correction, then sell somewhere here. Once price is going to confirm that it is going to continue to the downside. Yeah, so continuation formation going to confirm that it is going to continue to the downside like that. Okay, impulsive move. So you can draw it like that, continuation, and going to continue to the upside. Okay, so similar like that. Let's wait for the continuation impulse to complete, watch that correction, and go for the downside. Okay, so I don't think so we're gonna see this kind of perfect formation on 15-minute time frame. Yeah, it can change something like that. Okay, it can do something like that. If so, then watch for the impulsive move like that. All right, like this one from that top, and look for sell from that top. Okay, so you can use a reasonable stop loss. Don't use tight stop loss because it is rising to the upside slightly aggressively. So tight stop loss is gonna be kicked out pretty very soon. Okay, so once price is gonna come close to the bigger structure, bigger trend line, then we're gonna decide what it is going to do. Okay, all right, so if you remember that what I have shown you, if that formation appear over there, then we're going to look for upside. So we don't see that formation is going to appear over there like the previous one. Okay, what we see a continuation formation. Yeah, so continuation formation is slightly a bigger one than the previous one. All right, but still continuation to the downside. Okay, so keep an eye from that top, look for short, and pound USD, pound yen, and pound chief and pound euro pound. I will explain these two pairs later on. Okay, later on. So what I need to do, I need to explain those pairs which are ready to move, yeah, where you can get some potential for the next week. Okay, so pound yen, pound chief, and USD yen. Okay, that trade. All right, so that trade. So looks like this pair is falling, but not falling so aggressively, not falling the way we want this pair to fall to the downside. Yeah, falling correctively, but still okay. Yeah, still okay. So we are already into that trade from that top. If you remember, I told you last week from this area, yeah, and price was somewhere here, and I told you that watch this formation. Okay, watch this formation. Once price is going to complete that formation, you need to look for trade setup for the downside. Okay, so if you go back to the previous weekly market outlook, you can understand that. Okay, we were anticipating that formation. So far it is falling, but not falling so aggressively. Okay, so those who are into that trade from that top, The top I have just shown you. Yeah, from this area. Yeah, so last week we were anticipating this flag to complete, and then we have seen triangle. So we were tracking that triangle in our room a whole week. All right. Okay, so those who are not into that trade, you need to understand that you are already late into that trade, into that move. Okay, so where you can look for sell, you can look for sell somewhere here once price gonna complete that formation. Okay, then you can get a chance to get into the market. Okay, so you are already late. Okay, if you are not into that trade, if you are imperfect, look for continuation to the downside. Okay, look for further downside. But if you are not into that trade, yeah, so you are looking to sell slightly late over there. Okay, so you can't put stop loss behind those areas. So you can put stop loss within these areas. Yeah, but looking this continuation, something like that, yeah, like that flag or that triangle, that continuation formation, like that, and sell somewhere here, yeah, this area, and putting stop loss just behind that. Okay, so you can look for sell within these areas. Okay, so remember, once you're gonna look for sell within these areas, what can happen to you? It can get bad. Okay, and you can get stopped out. All right, so we will not get stopped out on a loss. We will get stopped out on a break even. Okay, so it has already moved with couple of couple of pips. So selling at this area gonna carry slightly risky over there. Okay, so you need to understand that where you are selling, where you are looking for buy, or where you are looking for sell. Okay, so watch for this continuation formation. Once price gonna complete that continuation formation, okay, this continuation formation, like that. Yeah, so I don't think so we're gonna see exactly like same, but we need to figure it out what formation is going to form over there. Okay, at least this kind of formation, yeah, like this. If not like that, at least like that before getting into the market. Yeah, for new traders, for new sellers. Okay, so once price going to complete that formation, look for sell before the breakout and watch the breakout to the downside. Yeah. Okay, so selling at the current price doesn't make any sense. Okay, so don't go for sell at the current price. So you only go for sell once price complete the formation. Okay, complete the formation. So some of my traders even sold at this area, and we were tracking this triangle. So in our room, so they sold some sold at this area, some sold at this area, some sold at this breakout. Yeah, we are looking for this to continue to the downside. All right, so this trade USDN, I'm looking for the potential for the downside. So break, start is not pretty good, but at some point it can do like that, like aggressive start. It can start aggressive at any time. Okay, so keep an eye on this formation, and that is the trade for you. Okay, those who are already into that trade, stay safe. Okay, stay safe. So USDN and Euro Yen, Euro Yen is also not at a sell place right now. Okay, so it was at a sell place when I posted the update on the Euro Yen. Okay, when I posted the update, that was the place you need to look for a sell. All right, so we sold that place. I have shown you that chart before as well at this time. Yeah, that was the area, the place. Yeah, because it is forming a bigger daily correction over there. So those who are in, yeah, if you can't figure it out the formations correctly, you will keep struggling. Okay, so there was a clear sell signals over there, clear sell setups over there. You can see over there flag, forming another flag. Yeah, even we sold this pair in our room in Friday meeting when it was forming sharp correction back. Yeah, we were looking for that short-term trade up to this area, for short-term trade, not a longer-term trade. Okay, so currently it is not at a sell place. Okay, it is not at a sell place. So the sell place was that top. So what formation it can form? Right. So those who are holding their trade. Okay, what formation we may see on this pair. Okay, and where you can look for short for next week. All right, so first of all, those fellows who are holding their short from that top, you fellows need to look at this breakout. Okay, this trend line breakout. If this trend line breakout is going to appear over there aggressively, perfect. So new sellers should not be sell at this area. Okay, this is not for you to get into the market. So you have to wait for the pullback. Once price going to complete that impulsive move and start to form a corrective move back to the impulsive move, this impulsive move, then there are going to be a sell setup. Okay, all right. So new sellers should be over there after the breakout of that formation. All right. Otherwise, what can happen to you? You can get trapped over there. Okay, if you're going to sell the breakout at this area, you can get trapped over there. All right, so what it can do, it can form a couple of candles and can get back to the top again. Okay, this formation. Okay, this formation. So let the breakout come over there, let the market form next impulse over there, and once price is going to start to form a bigger correction back to that impulse, then you need to be interested to sell over there. All right, otherwise if you're going to start to sell from the current price, it can get back into that structure again. If so, you can get a bad trade. Okay, so that's going to be the place for you if it is not going to continue this time. Yeah, that's going to be the place for you to get into the market for the downside. All right, so understand the pattern, understand the structure, understand the areas where you need to get into the market. Okay, so we are still looking for the big move to the downside, that move. So, and I think that this is the start of that move. Yeah, I think that this is the start of that move. Yeah, the bigger continuation formation is just forming over there. Yeah, and I'm looking for this to break down, this daily flag to break down. So close above this top, it will change this formation. All right, this daily continuation formation to the downside. Close above that top, it will change the formation. Okay, then we're gonna reanalyze this chart and relook at the impulsive move from the top, and then look for the downside. All right, so far it is a bigger daily continuation formation on Euro Yen, on USD yen falling slightly, USD yen falling slightly correctively, and daily continuation formation on the pound yen. Okay, that is what you need to look for. So Euro yen and USD CAD is also falling correctly. Okay, so these are the trades we're gonna focus on next week. All right, so it is still in a trend, this trend, yeah, the bigger trend, the short from yeah, we are looking for that short every time, and it is just pulling back aggressively back to the trend. All right, so what we were looking for last week, if you remember, last week we were looking for a continuation formation, okay, on 1 hour time frame. We have seen that continuation formation, we have seen that breakout, we have seen another continuation formation, we have seen breakout of that continuation formation. Now we are forming another third continuation formation. Yeah, so these three continuation formation at the same place, close to the same area, is just telling us that it is not falling aggressively. Alright, so this pair is not falling so aggressively. Okay, so those who are holding their short from that top, when I post that chart, you need to understand that thing, okay, and that is really important. Okay, fellows, that is really important. You need to understand the price behavior, how price is doing over there. Yeah, so what kind of breakout we were anticipating? We were anticipating that kind of candle. What we have seen corrective breakout. Okay, we can read that on lower time frame easily. All right, so that was the flag. The flag I have shown you last week's price was somewhere here, yeah, and I have shown you that watch that flag and look for breakout, watch another flag, watch for the breakout. Yeah, so we are having another flag over there. Yeah, so couple of flags in a same place are just telling us that it is falling correctly. Okay, let me show you what I mean. Let's look at the 1 hour. Okay, so let's look at these areas. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, so look at this. Okay, so these are the corrective move to the downside. Okay, so what kind of impulsive behavior should be over there? This kind of, okay, this kind of aggressive impulsive behavior to the downside, or like this one. Okay, like this one. So that's kind of behavior gonna give us some more confidence that we are going to get now. Okay, so those who are holding their shot, so my traders are holding their shot from this area, some sold at this area, some sold at this area. We were looking for this breakout as well in our own. Okay, so where those fellows who are holding their shot, first of all, you need to move on your safe place. Okay, because this is falling correctively. What it can do, it can go back to the top. So you need to be on break even so that you can not lose your money over there. Okay, so those who are not into that trade from the top, what you need to look for, fellows, you need to look for something like, let me put my fib lines like that. Okay, so you can see over there it is forming something like zigzag or ABC move. All right, like ABC move. Okay, so what it can do, it can go for another leg like that. All right, so if so, then you're gonna get another chance to put a sell on this pair somewhere here within these areas. Okay, or from this top. All right, so from this top like that, or you can say that 618 or 786. Okay, so if you're gonna sell from the current price, you're gonna get a big stop loss. Okay, you're gonna get a big stop loss. So if you're gonna sell from these areas, you can put stop behind that top. Okay, so you're gonna see it over there. All right, so this trade we need to look for this flag to break to the downside. Okay, so keep an eye. This flag is just developing over there. It can form another leg back to the top and then can start to fall to the downside. Okay, so USD CAD, we are still short on the USD CAD, looking for this to break down. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna monitor how that wave gonna appear over there. Yeah, this wave. If that wave gonna be something like that, yeah, so start should be like that, right? So start should be like that at this area. You can see over there huge differences over there. So start is not like that. All right, so we're gonna monitor how price is gonna start to fall within that circle. Okay, if price is gonna start to fall something like that, it can even go beyond this bottom. Okay, and if the way it is just falling correctively like that and another corrective like to the downside, then it can get ready for another up leg, or it can change the trend. So we are not talking about that either the changing trend is over there or not. We can see that it is ready to move to the downside, so we just need to go for that trade. Okay, so next week we're gonna decide what formation this pair gonna form. Yeah, so I think we're gonna see only that move in next week. All right, so we need to be prepared for that. So after that, we're gonna decide which way this pair we should trade. Okay, either for upside if that move gonna be corrective, or gonna keep selling to the downside after this breakout like that. Okay, yeah, so we'll decide next week. So go for that trade for this week, and we'll see that how that pattern gonna break to the downside. Okay, so pound chief and euro pound. So these two pairs are slightly tricky at the moment. Okay, because you can sell one pair at a one time. You can't sell both pairs at the same time. Okay, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna get one trade and you're gonna get losing trade on another pairs. Okay, so Pound chief, we are looking for this daily continuation formation to break down. Yeah, so last week we were anticipating correction and start to fall to the downside. I think I have updated that chart. Let me look at that if I have updated. Yeah, so updated that chart. Yeah, so we were watching that trend line for short, but what price has done over there? Price has, went into a bigger correction. So this is a 60-minute chart. Yeah, so if you remember that we were selling this pair from these areas. Yeah. So what price has done over there? It went into a bigger corrections, bigger daily correction. What that means is it can stay within this area, within that bigger daily corrective formation for a while. Okay, maybe we're not gonna see breakdown next week aggressively to the downside, or it can take the whole the formation is forming, the continuation formation. Yeah, so last week we were anticipating, now we are looking for that wave to continue up to the bottom. Okay, so if you are not happy at the current price, I mean you are holding short from that area. Yeah, so if anyone having issues on the YouTube, just let me know. If everything is all right on the YouTube. I think you fellas can. Yeah, I hope everything is all right on the YouTube. You can see and you can watch me over there, and I think that is not disconnected. Yeah, all right. Thank you very much. So let's move on. Okay, so this continuation formation and then drop. All right, so this is a bigger daily continuation formation. So what you can do, you can sell one pair at a one time. All right, so I hope it is working right now. Yeah. Okay, so you can sell one pair at a one time. You can't sell both pairs because these two pairs follow each other. If one pair is rising, you're gonna see the other one gonna fall. Yeah, one gonna rise, one gonna fall. So what we were looking for on the euro pound from top, we were looking for this pair to give us a big wave to the downside. Yeah, so looks like it is a bigger daily continuation formation at this area. Okay, so what will happen if we're gonna sell the pound chief and we're gonna sell this pair at the same time? Yeah, so we're gonna get one trade and the other trade gonna be the losing trade. One trade and the other trade gonna be the losing trade. So something looks like is unstable. So is everything all right, fellows? Do you any problem on the YouTube or on the Zoom? Just let me know quickly, because I can see that there is an error which is just appearing over there again and again and saying that the connection is unstable. Yeah, everything is all right. Okay, perfect. So let's move on. All right, so you can see over there it is also forming a bigger daily correction. Okay, and the pound chief is also forming a bigger bigger daily correction. So if we will start to sell this pair and at the same time we will start to sell the pound chief, we only going to get one trade and the other trade going to be the losing trade. Okay, so what can happen over there if pound chief will start to fall? This pair can start to form another continuation formation or can turn into another pattern. Okay, can turn into another pattern. So we have to wait for that pattern to finish and then we can decide which way we need to trade. Okay, so make sure you take a trade on one pair at a one time rather than opening your sell position at a same direction on both pairs. Okay, so you can see continuation formation. All right, so what we may see if this pair is going to fall to the downside, the pound yen, euro pound, this pair will not get down. Yeah, it can do something like that. All right, or even it can start to rise from this area. Yeah, so we may see a bigger correction within this area. Okay, and continuation on this pair. Yeah, so strength on euro and weakness on pound chief. So if euro start to rise, so most of the time chief follow the euro pairs. Okay, chief follow the euro. All right, so that's because of the pound. That's, you know, that might be because of the pound or euro or pound chief. Yeah. So, but in bigger time frame, these two pairs follow each other. So you have to be careful taking, you know, same trade and the same direction on both pairs at the same time. Okay, so that is the pound chief. Now let's look at the lower time frame. Similar formation like the pound yen, okay, and the US pound USD. All right, so that move, look for this to continue to the downside. Okay, if this is not going to continue, another leg and again short from that top. Okay, so bigger daily continuation to the downside. So if this formation is going to happen over there, what will you see on euro pound? Euro pound gonna give us a continuation formation and gonna, I think it is using for live or from the YouTube, so not sure. So we'll fix that next week. Okay, so we'll fix that for next week if the problem gonna stay over there for a while. All right, so you can see over there impulsive move, okay, and corrective move. Yeah, and corrective move is just appearing over there, that trade. Okay, so that move, first of all, go for that move. If this is going to break down, yeah, so breakdown, watch for that breakdown. If this is going to break down, that's okay, stay into that trade. If you're not going to break down, another leg and then draw from the top. Okay, so extension may appear within that pattern. Okay, so euro pound, okay, so this correction. So what I said last week, if you remember that, I have drawn as circle over there at this area, if you remember that. So what price did? Formed the continuation formation and went into a upside. Okay, so that was the clear impulsive move for the downside. So if you want to sell, you need to see a continuation formation at this area. If you don't see that, there is not a sell setup. Okay, what I have said last week, if you remember the last week, I said we need to see a breakdown, that trend, this trend. Okay, then we need to see a continuation formation. Then we can look for the continuation to the downside. Yeah, so if you haven't read that impulsive move, when that impulsive move was appearing over there, you haven't joined that impulsive move, then wait and watch for this flag to appear over there and then go for a short. Okay, so if this flag is not going to appear over there and it is going to rise back to that top like that aggressively, so don't go for that buy, go for the pound chief to sell. Okay, go back to pound chief and look for sell over there on that pair. That's going to be a perfect trade because the potential going to be over there for the longer term. Okay, the chart I have shown you. So what it can do, it can go for a couple of more pips to the upside and then again going to be a bearish bigger daily formation for the downside. Okay, so pound chief going to be the perfect opportunity. All right, so done the pound USD. So silver, I hope you fellows catch the long from the bottom. If you remember that last week I have shown you, look for buy somewhere here, yeah, at this area. We haven't seen the continuation formation at this area. We have seen the continuation formation at this area. We got the breakout. I'm holding my long, you know, still holding my long from this area. So I'm looking for more continuation for upside because the trend is so strong and I don't see any strength on the dollar pairs right now. Yeah, so that means we may see strength on gold, we may see strength on silver, we may see strength on yen. Okay, so we can look for buy the gold, we can look for buy the silver. All right, so the perfect trade setup was there at this area. So that trade setup, that opportunity is gone. So if you are looking to buy the silver, you are looking to buy the gold, you have to understand that you are buying very, very late. Yeah, you are, yeah, so you missed that. Yeah, okay, that's okay. There are other opportunities which I have just shown you. Lots of other opportunities you can look for them. Yeah, so we're gonna go couple of others as well. Okay, so if you are looking to buy the silver, you need to understand that you are buying very, very late. Yeah, so where was the price? Price was at this area, 16 something like that. All right, now price is at the 1740 something like that. Yeah, so any trade set up over there for upside gonna be for short lived. Yeah, if market start to rise aggressively, yeah, then you can hold that trade for further upside. Yeah, I mean, like this, okay, like that, start to rise like that, and you're gonna get buy setup somewhere here or even somewhere here, close to that trend line. Yeah, so you're gonna be lucky if it is going to continue aggressively to the upside. Yeah, so buy setup gonna be too late at the current price. So those fellows who are holding their long from the bottom since last week, yeah, look for further upside. We can see that top, even it can go beyond that top, so we'll see that once price gonna hit that top. Okay, so those fellows who are not in, yeah, so let the market form the lower degree continuation formation, or either on the 15-minute or on 1 hour. Yeah, then you need to look for buy. Or if we are going to have a bigger correction back to that impulsive move, perfect. Those who are not in, you're going to get another chance to go for long on the silver. Okay, so this is the move I'm looking for. I'm looking for this wave to complete at that top, and then we're going to decide either it is going to continue for further upside or going to get back again to the bottom, something like that. All right. Okay, so we'll see that at this area, what is going to happen at that trend line. So far, for right now, for opening at the for right now, once once you're gonna see that market is opening, I don't see there is a buy on the running candles, on these running candles. So at least you need to look for this kind of pattern formation at this area, and then you need to look for buy. Okay, so something like this formation. Yeah, so close to this impulsive move, whatever the retracement areas you know you want to get into the market, you can look for those retracement areas. Yeah, so once you're gonna get entry somewhere here, look for this to continue aggressively to the upside. Yeah, if it is going to rise aggressively, perfect, stay in. If not, going to drop and going to form a bigger correction like 4 hour or 1 hour, like that, then perfect, you're gonna get another chance. Okay, like that, bigger correction. All right, so what I'm looking for, because we are already into the market, so we are looking for this to continue. We are not looking for this to pull back. We can see the strength. Yeah, strength is over there. We are looking for this to continue aggressively to the upside like that. Yeah, so if you're gonna get an opportunity at this area, perfect, you can grab some money over there. Okay, so silver, and let's look at the DXY. Yeah, so if you remember why I'm saying again and again, if you remember the last week, because market is moving exactly in the way we were looking for last week. Okay, so if you remember that, then you understand the formations, you understand the patterns, okay, what we were looking for. So price is just exactly respecting the trend line we were looking for price to test those areas. Yeah, so what I said last week, this formation, yeah, the head and shoulder formation. Okay, so now let's look at the possibilities, what possibilities we may see for next week. So currently I'm neutral at the current price on the DXY and the Euro USD. Yeah, so price has to confirm that which way it has to go. Yeah, so last week it was confirmed. Yeah, the formation we were having last week, that formation was telling us that it is a reversal. Yeah, so continuation, it should continue to the downside. Yeah, but the current formation, the formation we are having, it is showing us that price can go both ways. Yeah, it can rise up back within that formation. Yeah, it can get back within that formation, or it can continue to the downside. Okay, so both ways are possible. It can go both ways. Yeah, so how you can trade? Yeah, so which way I want to see the dollar index? Yeah, if dollar index is going to do like that, I want to see that move. Yeah, if dollar index is going to do like that, I'll be more interested to look for sell the euro USD. Okay, I'll be more interested to go for short on the euro USD rather than buying the DXY at the current price. Okay, and buying the DX at the current price. Okay, so the next possibility is this. Yeah, it can break down and can test this bottom again. Yeah, so can change the head and shoulder formation. Okay, so either way price wants to go, what you need to look for, simply aggressive breakout or aggressive impulsive move, and then continuation, and just follow the trend. Yeah, if it is going to get down, follow the trend. Okay, aggressive breakout at this area, follow the trend. Yeah, so if we're gonna see this move, USD yen gonna be perfect pair, USD CAD gonna be perfect pair to go for short. All right, on those pairs, so potentially gonna be over there. So your USD can can test the top again for another leg, but again gonna be bearish from the top because we are having a bigger correction. So I will talk about that. So it can go both ways. So what you need to look for when the market gonna open, there is a short-term trade setup. You can look for that short-term trade setup. Okay, this short-term trade setup. All right, so my traders understand that what I'm showing. Yeah, so those who are new, maybe they don't understand the formation I'm showing that. Yeah. Okay, fellows. So what we are having aggressive impulsive move, sharp correction. Yeah. So we can look for sell within these areas. Okay. So that short-term trade we may see. Okay. So once market gonna open, you can look for that short-term trade. Yeah. So from that top, this area, or on the breakout. So better to look for sell close to that top within these areas. All right, so what can happen over there if you're going to sell from this area? You can manage your risk. You can put your risk above that area. Okay, so this short-term trade. So how this spectrum going to change? So this tool is not working properly. Yeah, something like that. This tool is not working properly. Yeah, I'm not sure why TradingView is not looking at this tool. Yeah, so you can see over there. This tool is not working properly, risk on ratio. Alright, so what we may see, let me look at the by showing you risk score ratio, something like that. Alright, so that's gonna be the trade setup. Alright, so as much high as possible, so rather than looking to sell at the current price, so that's the short-term setup. Yeah, as much high as possible, so stop should be just outside of the impulsive move. This trade. Yeah, so those fellows who remember the euro yen on Friday, they understand what I'm showing to them. Yeah, so we have seen that continuation to the downside on euro yen. Okay, so let me show you that chart so that those who are new today, they can understand the trade setup pretty good. This short-term trade setup. All right, so this is a simple. Yeah, so that was the short-term trade setup. Yeah, that was the impulsive move. That was the trade setup we were looking for short-term. Okay, so somewhere here within these areas, you need to understand the price action, look for shorts. So stop placement was behind that. So that was the short-term trade we were looking for in our room in Friday meeting. Yeah. Okay, so this trade setup is quite similar like that. So if price, break out this impulsive move so aggressively, ignore that. trade setup. Okay, don't go for short. Okay, so setup gonna be changed, pattern gonna be changed if we're gonna see the breakout at this area. Okay, so this setup only gonna be valid over there if price stay under this area. Okay, this area. Okay, so close above that, this is not a setup. Okay, I mean this is going to change the pattern formation. All right, I hope you understand which place we need to look for, which area you need to look for. Okay, so this short-term trade. All right, okay, so the bigger formation, the formation I'm showing you, that formation can go either way. Yeah, the bigger formation can go either way. It can break down or can continue for the upside, like forming up to a couple of more candles like that, and can continue to the upside. Yeah, or it can break down. Okay, so we're gonna see clear direction, which way dollar index is going to go. So far it is at the price action point. We need to watch for the price action. So Euro USD is quite similar like the DXY. Okay, so which trade setup on lower time frame you need to look for? Buy. Short term, buy. Where is the invalidation point? Invalidation point is this. So close below this area, this trade setup, buy setup, gonna be invalidated. Okay, so watch price action. Once you see that price is just struggling to break this area at this area, then you can go for that short-term up trade. Okay, so what I'm anticipating this channel to form over there and go for that up move. Okay, so similar like DXY. Okay, so short-term, look for short-term trade setup. Once market gonna open, short-term back within the area. So in Sunday meeting, we were looking for that trade. So that is what I want on this pair. I want this pair to form out this correction and start to drop. Okay, so last week where we were at this area. What we were anticipating, that move. So what kind of move we were anticipating? We were anticipating corrective move. Yeah. So I think I have shown you this chart more than 3 or 4 times, but if you have understand something by looking at this chart again and again, that's good. Yeah, so that's good. That's good. But if you haven't understand anything, so showing you this chart again and again is useless. Okay, so what kind of formation we were anticipating at this area? Similar like the previous one. Okay, so what we need, we want at this pair, we want this pair to continue to the downside. Okay, so like that. Okay, but again, both ways it can go. The way, you know, it can continue for the upside. So what I want to see this move for the next week. Okay, so how you can look for if that is going to happen? It seems to me that it is already forming the continuation formation. Yeah, if this is going to fall, DXY going to rise, USD going to get back to the top, USD yen may test the top again. So all other pairs which are running against the dollar gonna get affected. Okay, so couple of more candles at this area like that, and this continuation formation, and then this trade. Okay, that is what I want to see for next week. So if this is going to happen, where is the place we need to look for? Price action at that top. Okay, watch that top, look for that trade. So break above this area, okay, this trend line, break above, it can push back to the top. Okay, it can push back to the top. So this possibility exists over there, but I'm not looking for that possibility. I'm looking for this possibility. Yeah, and highly likely you're gonna see that breakdown to the downside. Okay, so next week look for that trade, and once price is gonna come close to this bottom, then we will decide where we need to trade. Either we need to take off small profit, and then we need to look for upside, or what. Okay, I hope you're gonna see only this move for next week. Yeah, the way we have seen this move. Yes, I'm anticipating we're gonna see that move, and we'll decide at this bottom which way we need to look for the next week. All right, after the upcoming week. Yeah, so keep an eye. And USD chief is quite similar like the other. Yeah, like the DXY and the the Euro USD. Okay, so if Euro USD is going to fall, what can happen over there? It can get back to the top. So sellers from the top, you have to keep in your mind this can happen over there. Break even trade. Okay, so if so, again we're gonna look for sell from the top. Okay, this possibility exists over there. If Euro USD start to fall, DXY start to turn up, and this possibility exists over there. Okay, keep in your mind, I'm still holding my short. If you remember the last week, I have shown you continuation formation at this area. If I'm not wrong, and you fellows remember that. Yep, price was somewhere here, and I asked you to look for this continuation formation. Yeah, okay, so that formation appeared over there and going to continue. So currently I can see that it has similar. Let me look at the lower time frame so that you can understand that which short-term trade setup you need to look for once market gonna open. Let me remove that trend line. Okay, so do you see that similar like the others, like the Euro USD and the DXY? Okay, so watch for the price to come close to that top, something like that channel, that top. Look for sell at that top, put stop behind that impulsive move. That is short-term trade up to this area, short-term trade. Okay, so close above that, invalidation of this pattern. Okay, so invalidation of this pattern. So that short-term trade, once market gonna open, and the bigger we are still looking for this pair to come close to the bottom again. All right, so bigger trade, what I'm looking for this pair to do something like that and then drop. All right, so looking for the USD chip to drop. If USD chip is going to drop, then we may see another up move on the Euro USD from the bottom. So currently everything is moving according to the plan. So the way I have just explained to you, you fellows just need to look at that way on these pairs. Okay, so we'll decide next week how market gonna unfold. Okay, so this formation, those who are not in, so you need to be interested to look for sell at that top. Yeah, the lower time frame I just have shown you. Look at that area for the price action. So that is a longer term trade we are looking for the down, and we'll see that from the bottom if it is going to get back to the top from the bottom again, or what. Okay, so you all remember that what we are having on the bigger time frame. So is everything all right on the YouTube? Okay. All right, so the longer term trade, we were looking from this bottom to the upside. Buy from the bottom. Yeah, so that trade. Okay, so the difference is this. Price is not rising so aggressive. It is rising correctively. Yeah, so we can look for that trade. Okay, so hasn't changed anything. It is still in the bigger correction for the downside. All right, so bigger correction for the downside. So we can look for that trade for the next week. Yeah, that trade, and we'll decide up at the bottom which way it is going to go. So Euro New Zealand dollar started to fall pretty aggressively from the top. If you remember the last week, I have shown you Euro New Zealand dollar. Okay, this shot from that top. Yeah, from this top. If you remember the previous week. Okay, so falling pretty aggressively. If you holding your shot from the top, perfect. If not, that's okay. Watch the continuation formation. Okay, so watch that continuation formation at this area. If you're gonna see the continuation formation, perfect, you're gonna get another shot. So those who are holding their long from that top, perfect. Yeah, so that short term completed, longer term sell. So watch continuation, go for short on the Euro New Zealand dollar to the downside. So there is no trade at a lower time frame. So it should complete a continuation formation before selling, and then you need to be interested to look for short on that trade, that pair. Okay, so at this area. Yeah, so we are looking for short on the USD chief and Euro USD, yeah, on both pairs. So as I have shown you, if Euro USD is break above the upper trend line, so it can push back to the top again. Yeah, so Euro USD chief gonna be the good trade. Yeah, so Euro chief can fall aggressively back to the bottom. Okay, so why I'm not looking for the buy on Euro USD, because I don't want to get into that trade within the bigger formation. Okay, so that's going to be a bigger formation on Euro USD at the buying at the current price. Okay, so watch this trend line, continuation formation, and then short. So Euro Aussie dollar started to fall pretty aggressively. If you remember, I think I have shown that chart last week. Yeah, so that was the trade we were looking for. All right, so we have seen nice price action at this top. We were waiting for the price to test that area, and we were looking for that break, aggressive fall to the downside. So my traders holding short, and if you are not holding short from that top, you are very late on that trade. Yeah, so that is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this pair to get back within that bigger structure. Yeah, so like that, you can see over there this trade. Yeah, so the bigger impulsive move, corrective move, and then drop. Look at that move. We'll see that how far that trade gonna go, either gonna break down that bottom or not. Yeah, so all right, so you miss the move from the top. You can only get into that trade once you're gonna see the continuation formation at this area. Yeah, if that continuation formation is going to appear over there, then you're gonna have a chance to sell. Okay, you're gonna have a chance to sell for that move. All right, so let's look at the 4-hour time frame. You can see how aggressively it is falling at this area. You need to see something before jumping into that trade. All right, okay, so it can get back to the top again. Yeah, so if so, again you need to be seller over there from the top. Yeah, I don't see that this pair is going to go far away from that top. So every time when it is just testing the top, you need to be interested to sell for the longer term to the downside. Yeah, so Euro USD is struggling at the 120 121 areas, okay, or 119 areas. So highly likely you're going to see reversal on that pair. If we're going to see reversal on that pair very soon, all Euro pair is going to drop. Yeah, all Euro pair is going to drop. So you need to be interested to sell the Euro for longer term point of view rather than looking for the buy the Euro for longer term point of view. Yeah, so keep an eye on the correction and look for short. So Cat Chief is also a pretty good pair to look for longer term trade to the downside. But since last couple of weeks, it is behaving very slowly, very slowly. But that behavior is just telling us that it is not going to go above, not going to go far away. I mean, not going to go into that direction. So this trade, yeah, this trade we are looking for that flag to break out and get back to the bottom again. Yeah, like the way we have traded on these moves, if you remember that. Yeah, so short big move appeared over there, short, yeah, short, Yeah, so long here. Yeah, so long here, short here. Yeah, so this is basically running into a bigger weekly structure. So that is the area we are searching for the short. Okay, so those fellows who are holding their short from the top, perfect, stay in. Those who are not, that is the place you need to look for short and the breakout. Okay, let me remove that trend line. Yeah, if you are following me since last couple of weeks on this pair, then you understand that what I'm looking for. Yeah, so we got this breakout, and this continuation formation we were anticipating. Yeah, so now we are anticipating this formation to break down aggressively. So keep an eye at this area, this top, yes, 7840 area, and you need to search this breakout, aggressive breakout to the downside, this area, aggressive breakout, something like that, because of the chi. Okay, so if price do not stop at this area, yeah, do not stop at this area and stop to rise something like that. So this pair will still gonna be the bearish like that. Okay, so pattern gonna change into another formation, but still gonna stay into the bearish, like zigzag or flag. Good luck if you are still holding. Yeah, if you're still holding your short, good luck. Yeah, when you know chief will start to push this pair, that this pair gonna start to continue aggressively to the downside. Okay, so Euro chief is look like breaking down. Yeah, so we are holding short on this pair. This is the trade we are looking for, that trade. Okay, that trade we are looking for, impulsive move, flag, similar like the euro yen, that trade. All right, so breaking, keep this pair at the top of your list. Watch this pair to continue aggressively to the downside. All right, so this correction, aggression, you need to search over there. Okay, so watch this bottom. If once price is going to come close to this bottom, watch this bottom if this is going to change the pattern formation. Yeah, so longer term short. So what we are having on our left side on this pair, a big impulsive move or crash. All right, so crash. So that is the trade we are looking for. All right, you can see over there crash. So that is the trade. Keep an eye from top breaking. So New Zealand CAD looks like it is getting ready for the upside. New Zealand CAD, yeah. So this trade, yeah. So this trade you need to look for upside on the New Zealand dollar, New Zealand yen, similar like that. So search the strength on the New Zealand pairs. Okay, continuation formation. Another up leg, not a big move on the New Zealand yen and New Zealand dollar and US dollar. Okay, so like that, this move, yeah, search for the upside. So seems to me that New Zealand is going to get strength. I don't, I'm not searching a big move right now, only that move, yeah, back to within that area. Yeah, watch continuation and then another up leg. Okay, so not a best pair to trade. New Zealand dollar is not a best pair to trade right now, currently. Yeah. So Aussie dollar, bigger time frame. If you remember the last week, we were anticipating back to the top. Yeah, this formation from this bottom. Okay, like that. Okay, now we're gonna monitor that behavior. Okay, if this is going to be like head and shoulder, that trade. All right, that trade. So I hope you fellows understood this pair pretty good last week and took the trade for shot up upside. Yeah, when that pair was forming a channel at the bottom. Okay, so currently what I'm looking for, I'm looking for, this is not a perfect pair for me to open a trade right now on this pair. Yeah, the perfect pairs I have shown you at the start. Yeah, so search the trade setup of those pairs. Go for those trades rather than just taking risk on these pairs which are not showing a perfect trade setup. Okay, so this pair, if you're gonna get a trade setup on this pair, I mean, if you're gonna buy for this pair based once price gonna form that flag, yeah, so this is not a good potential. Yeah, a couple of pips, something like that. If you remember the move I have shown you in this area, a couple of pips. So if this is going to happen, go for the short for the longer term. Okay, go for the short for longer term. So what I will do on this pair, yeah, so what I will do, I want to see this pair to do something like that, corrective behavior, the behavior which I have shown you last week. Yeah, so this is not a perfect pair for me to open a trade this week because it is, you know, not ready to open a trade. So short-term trade you can look for on 15-minute time frame for upside. Yeah, once price gonna complete the bigger 4-hour time frame, you know, continuation formation for downside, then we're gonna trade on this pair. Yeah, so hold on this pair for next week. So gold, search a continuation formation. So gold is rising. Yeah, so a couple of my traders holding long. I have gone through this pair last week with so much details, and I hope you fellows, you know, holding your long from this area. Okay, so it is a start. It is a start for up to that area. Yeah, if this is a start for the up move, for the up leg. Okay, so we need to see a continuation formation before joining that up move. Yeah, that is what you need to do basically every time when you are looking to join a trend. Just look for the pullback, then join the trend. Yeah, if you don't see a pullback and prices just keep rising, yeah, so that pair are going to be slightly risky to join the trend. Yeah, why? Because once we're going to start to form a pullback or correction, you may start to frustrate about your trade. Yeah, you may start to you know, think about your trade, that trade is going to be a bad trade, or market start, you know, straight away start to move against you. I mean, you can start to freak out if you're going to get into the market without, you know, having a perfect pullback. So similar like the silver, all right, so you can see over there pretty same continued like silver. Yeah, pretty same continuation formation, impulsive move, continuation formation, another up leg. Okay, so at this area, watch this continuation formation and then look for upside. Okay, and if gold start to rise aggressively, perfect, stay in, look for 1400 areas. All right, so my traders holding long from somewhere here within this area. So buying at this area gonna be very late. Okay, very late, so consider that. Okay, so you stop somewhere here. Once you're gonna see that continuation, look for that up move. Okay, so gold. So if we don't see that up move and correction, and it start to fall something like aggressively to downside, perfect, don't go for short, look for buy again from the bottom. Okay, look for buy on the gold, look for buy on the safe havens for medium term. Yeah, so safe havens is the yen chief, buy the chief for a medium term, buy the yen for medium term, and buy the gold and silver for medium term. Okay, because there are some uncertainties into the market, so those uncertainties can drive the safe havens for upside. So yeah, you know why? Let me show you an indicator so that you fellows can figure it out why I'm talking about the uncertainty. Yeah, this is a perfect indicator. This is a perfect chart to figure it out the uncertainty into the market. Okay, so if this pair will do that, so what can happen over there on the indexes? What can happen over there on the yen? What can happen over there on the chief? What can happen over there on the yen and silver? All safe havens will start to be positive. Okay, Because people, when there is uncertainty, investors take off their money from the indexes or stocks and put that money into the safe havens like gold, silver, or yen or chi. Okay, so this is already at the bottom at 960 historical low areas. It is about to spike. Yeah, anything can cause that spike, like North Korea uncertainty or any other. Okay, so historical at the lower level, and it can spike back to the top again. Okay, so that can drive the gold back to the top, close to the 1400 areas. All right, so gold, Hong Kong dollar, still not, ready, holding short, waiting for this pair to test this bottom. But I think we're gonna see this formation, yeah. And then if so, look for sell. Yeah, similar like the previous week. Look for sell. All right, from that top. So we are already more than 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I will look at the couple of pairs quickly so that we can finish that. Oil, only look for sell from the top. Oil, yeah. So what oil is doing? Oil is just forming the bigger correction. All right, this bigger correction. If that bigger correction comes somewhere here, sell. Okay, so not a best trade for me right now. Only look for sell from top. So UK 100 index, US oil is also same. Not a best trade, just rising. Yeah, rising. Pound yen, pound Aussie dollar. Not a best trade, but you can look for that trade. Okay, completion of that flat channel, and then that trade. Yeah. All right, so that flat channel, not a best trade. Pound CAD is also not a best trade. Yes, so similar like the other pound pairs. 1, 2, 3, and that move, if going to continue, you can hold that. Not a best trade for me. Yeah, so pound New Zealand dollar is also not a best trade for me, so I'm not considering that pair. So what we may see strength on the New Zealand dollar and drop. Yeah, you can see something like that, this drop. So Uzi Chief, sell from the top. It is testing the top. Every time when it is getting close to the top, just look for sell, because this is a weekly structure. Yeah, look for sell. CAD yen, not a best pair for me to open a trade. What it can do, it can go for another up leg. Let me show you the daily time frame. Yeah, not a best pair. Yeah, that up leg. Okay, this formation, if you remember the pound USD. Okay, so we have seen that pair, the pound USD. Okay, then we're gonna look for drop. So not a best pair for me, CAD yen. Yeah, so couple of more candles and then drop. Euro CAD, Aussie yen is quite similar like the CAD yen. Yeah, not a best pair to open a trade right now on this for me. One more up leg and then drop. Yeah, so similar formation like the CAD yen. So we're gonna hold on these pairs. So Aussie CAD rising aggressively, so that is what I'm looking for. Yeah, so in longer term, I'm looking for weakness on the CAD pairs for the longer term. Yeah, so that up move. Okay, this formation. So price started to rise aggressively from the bottom. I have shown you this structure before in last meetings. So if you remember that, then you should be into the buy setup from the bottom. And if not, then this pair is not ready to open a trade, either for the upside or for the downside. Okay, so we are not interested to buy at this area. Yeah, what it can do, it can get back. So if so, watch the bottom again. Yeah, so for this trade, what you need to look for, lower time frame, 15-minute flag and then short. Yeah, so current price for upside, flag, and the continuation. So not at a best place to go for long at this area. Yeah, so that was the area I have shown you a couple of times to go for longer. So Aussie New Zealand dollar, looking for strength on the New Zealand pairs, similar structure like the previous week. Yeah, so we have seen the gap, but price managed to get back into this area. Yeah, so that trade and that continuation. Yeah, so break above and continuation will change the formation. Yeah, so if you remember the previous structure, short and cheap yuan is not ready. So US dollar and Chinese yuan. Yeah, watch this ABC move and that trade. Yeah, like that previous one. So pretty good sharp move to the downside. Okay, so USD Turkish lira is not a good pair at the moment, and Japan 225. Okay, so if you remember, we were tracking this pair from that bottom. Yeah, if you are following me since very long, then you understand we were tracking this pair from that bottom. Yeah. Okay, so do you see that move, the move which I was showing you when price was at this area? You see that? Okay, so that is what we were looking for. Okay, I hope you understand that how to look for longer term trade on the indices. Okay, so every time when you're gonna see the pullback on the indices, buy. Yeah, if you're gonna see the correction, buy. I don't see those pairs are ready to move on right now. Yeah, we have seen some uncertainty on those pairs last week, but not a good pairs. Yeah, US dollar and Turkish lira, not a good pair. Yeah. Yeah, if you remember that, what I was looking for, I was looking for this weekly continuation formation to break out. That formation is broken out, but currently it is not at a good place to open a trade. Okay, so when a pair is not at a good place or not ready to move on, just simply ignore that. You should not hold your trade over there. Move on to the next pair. Search trade setup on other pairs rather than just sticking to that pair. Yeah, this is not ready, so don't go for that pair. Yeah, for buy or sell. So when there was a trade set up, when it was testing the bottom, yeah, these areas, yeah, so at that time you people were not looking at this pair when it was testing these areas. Yeah, but when it has moved because of the uncertainty, then you people are looking at that pair. Oh, it is moving, there is a trade setup. No, there is not. The opportunity has gone. So looking to buy or sell at the current price, I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. So it's up to you. You can go on. So S&P 500, short term, look for short term buy setup. Yeah, currently it is just pushing. I don't see that this pair is ready for the longer term for upside. Okay, so all indices has completed the big leg. The big leg we were looking from these areas. S&P 500 completed. UK 100 index is the lost indexes, which is just going to complete that leg. All other indexes has completed that move. Okay, so how you can trade on S&P 500 for now? You can trade on this for short term. Yeah, open your 50-minute time frame, look for the short term pullbacks and keep buying for short term. Yeah, trend is so strong. Every time when you're gonna see pullback something like that, yeah, keep buying. Yeah, currently it is not at a best place to go for buy. Okay, so like that, these are the trade for short term you need to look for. Yeah, pullbacks, these are your trades. All right, so watch for this pullback. So if it is going to come somewhere here close to the 2540 areas, you can look for that trade. Yeah, that trade. Yeah, I'll update about that short-term trade setup once I will see that your S&P 500 is forming a trade setup. Yeah, I'll update about that on the trading view or on the Telegram. Yeah, on those sites. Okay, so what kind of trade setup? Like this, continuation, and keep buying for short term. Yeah, if this is going to come at this area, going to be perfect opportunity for a short-term upside. Okay, so not interested to sell. So Uzi 200 is breaking. This is the last one which is just breaking right now. Yeah, all others almost has completed the up leg. Yeah, so I don't see there any trade setup. There was a trade setup at the bottom, so a couple of my traders took that. I don't see currently it is ready to do anything. So similar like the S&P 500. Yeah, not ready. Look for lower time frame. Look for 50-minute pullback, short and keep buying. Yeah, so Euro 50 similar like the others. Okay, where you need to look for buy, we are having a bigger daily continuation formation for upside. So short term upside, yeah, short term buy. We're close to this low. Okay, close to that low. This daily continuation formation is just developing over there. Okay, so your buy should be close to this area. Okay, this area, that buy. Look for continuation to the upside. So I'm not interested to sell. Yeah, not interested to sell. I'm more interested to buy that trade. You know why? Because when price gonna start to break the daily trend continuation formation for upside, it can even go beyond this top. So potential is there rather than to the downside. Yeah, because the trend is there. Okay, so go for that trade from these areas every time when price is just testing the bottom. Okay, so similar like this one, the others are quite similar like that. Okay, so German 30 short term 50-minute time frame, keep buying for short term close to the previous lows, the lows I have just shown you. Okay, so use stop loss, don't trade without stop loss for short term, because if it is going to fall back aggressively, you should not be a buyer over there at the top without stop loss. Yeah, so use stop loss somewhere here. These areas you need to be interested to buy. So that is the trade. If it is going to continue, more upside, something like that. Okay, so keep an eye. And similar here. Okay, so what we are having daily, so this is the place you need to look for short-term buy at this area. That trade we need to look for. Okay, continuation. Use stop loss. Frank 40 is quite similar like that. Okay, CAC 40. Yeah, buy, set up at this area, okay, and look for that trade. If breakout is going to happen, perfect, stay into that trade. Okay, so USDs are perfect. It is moving so aggressively. That is what I was looking for. Unfortunately, we haven't got the breakdown at this area. It was just rising, and we were tracking this pair for sure. Finally, this pair start to break down from the top. Yeah, and we are enjoying this pair. Yeah, if you remember that last week I have shown you, yeah, search the sell setup at these areas. If you remember that, if you go back to the previous weekly market outlook, then you're gonna get the idea. Yeah, we were looking for that down move. Okay, so how we can trade for next week on this pair? I think I updated. Yeah, here we have seen the breakout and continuation. We haven't got the continuation, the bigger continuation. It is still short to the downside. So it can go even beyond the previous bottom. So those who are holding with me, hold that trade from the top. Yeah, so we're gonna look for the breakout and further downside. Yeah, so I don't see that this pair is going to rise or upside. Yeah, because the bigger trend is longer term to the upside. So this area we're gonna watch. Okay, so this I'm looking for further downside. So we're gonna watch this area, this trend line and this bottom. So where we can get an opportunity on this pair, you can get an opportunity on this pair for pullback and continuation. Okay, first of all, you need to search up pullback, continuation, and then you need to be interested to sell. Remember, yours going to sell within a bigger structure, bigger pattern. Okay, when the move has already gone far away. Yeah, so that was the place we were looking for. So search a continuation formation at this area If you are having that, that is your trade. If this is going to break out, stay into that trade. Okay, so this area we're gonna decide which way we need to look for next move. Okay, so far it is very short, and I'm thinking that this pair gonna test this area even without forming this continuation formation. Yeah, you know why? Because I'm into that trade and I don't want to see that continuation formation. Okay, and I hope those who are following me, you are already into that trade. Okay, so if it is going to form, there is an opportunity for you if it is going to form a continuation formation. So USD ZAR and coins, Bitcoins is just, you know, like a beast. Yeah, so those who are calling this the Bitcoin like a crab and like a, you know, fraud or something like that, or looking, you know, something like, you know, I don't know what they were calling. They got a huge slap on their face. Yeah, when they have seen this kind of move, they got a huge slap on their face. You can see over there how big move was there, how strong. Yeah, so some was calling this like a fraud or something like that. You know, the whole crypto market just depend on the Bitcoin. The whole crypto market. Yeah, I mean, if you want to trade, you know, if you want to trade on the Bitcoin, you have to convert your money in Bitcoins. Yeah, before buying the other coins, like, you know, like other coins, you have to convert your Bitcoins to other coins. Yeah, so in at the end, Bitcoin gonna surge. Yeah, Bitcoin gonna surge. Okay, so far, fellows, I don't see that was the setup. That was the potential. You know, the move, the wave we may see over there. Yeah, I don't see this pair. You know, ready to trade on for longer term, for the upside, or for the downside. This pair, yeah, for the downside. So what can happen with you if you will start to sell this pair from that top and just trying to guess that this is the top, yeah, and it will turn down. Yeah, you can get stopped out couple of times, and I mean, after getting stopped out on 4 or 5 trades, you're gonna get one trade. Yeah, so that's not a good. So what you need to search over there before looking to sell the Bitcoin, try to understand the fundamentals, what the big players are trying to do with the coins, with the Bitcoins. Are they trying to push this pair to the downside? If so, and you're having nice price action over there on your chart, then you need to be interested to this sell. Otherwise, what you will see on the Bitcoins, it will keep forming the lower degree continuation formation and will keep pushing for the upside, will keep pushing for the upside. Yeah, and if you will start to keep selling on those continuation formation for the downside, you know, continuation formation for upside, and if you will start to selling on those continuation formation, then you will keep getting stopped out. Yeah, many traders are trying to push this pair from this, something like that, every time when it's just, you know, like doing this. Yeah, they're looking for sell, trying like this, looking for sell. Yeah, trying like this, looking for sell. You know what, they are not accepting that they were wrong. They are wrong. Yeah, they are wrong. Basically, many traders are just trying to, you know, to trade on the indicators, just reading, you know, reading the indicators and trying to trade on their indicators rather than understanding the price behavior, rather than understanding the price action. Yeah, once we have seen that price action, this behavior, this single candle that was so huge candle. Yeah, and people just bought over there crazily at the 2900 area. Yeah, crazily. That single clue without any indicator was telling us that it is not stopping at all, not going to continue, going to just surge. Yeah, so surging. So similar like that, we need to search at the top. If you see that, then you need to be interested to sell. If you don't see that, stay away. Yeah, you can look for short-term buying. Yeah, you can keep buying. Let me tell you what I want to show you. What we have seen last time from the previous top, when it made a top. Alright, so something like that you need to look for. Okay, aggressive price behavior, then continuations, then you need to be interested to sell. Yeah, aggressive impulsive behavior, continuation. Corrective, impulsive. Yeah, that is the price behavior you need to look for. No indicator gonna tell you this behavior. Yeah, only you're gonna get this by experience. Yeah, your experience gonna teach you that it is going to get down. Yeah, continuation, get down. Continuation, get down. Okay, so similar behavior you need to search at the top. Yeah, currently it is showing some price behavior. Yeah, so keep an eye at this area, what it is going to do. Okay, if it is going to form a continuation formation, so look for short-term sell. Okay, if that short-term sell is going to break down aggressively, you can stay into that trade for the downside. So remember, you need to look for this price behavior before going to get into the short. Yeah, so selling against this aggressive behavior is a huge risky, carry huge risk, very huge risk. Okay, so try to understand the price behavior. So similar like this pair, on this pair, yeah, Bitcoin and Euro. So at the same time, I was anticipating surge on the both pairs. Yeah, okay. So look at this pair at the top, similar like the Bitcoin. Surge, impulsive move, continuation. Look for short-term trade at this area. Yeah. So selling the beast is a risky. Okay, you have to keep in your mind. Okay, so use reasonable stop loss. Don't give more room. If it is going to fall aggressively, perfect, stay into the trade for the further downside. Okay, otherwise take off. Okay, I mean take small profit off. So once price is going to form the bigger correction, then look for continuation to the upside. Okay, so Litecoin, yeah, what I was showing you last week, breakout and test at this area and then up. Yeah, I hope you fellas catch out. I didn't post that chart, I didn't update that chart, but it is just going to continue for the upside. Litecoin, I don't see currently anything is over there. And Ripple, just keep buying close to the bottom. Yeah, not at the current price. Okay, at this area. Sorry, at this area. Yeah, look for that up move, big up move. So once I see price over there, I'll update about that. Okay, so other coins like look for buy on the ad token. It is at the lowest place, very cheap. Yeah, so I don't think so it is going beyond the zero. Sorry, yeah, I don't think so it is going to go beyond the zero, so keep an eye. Ethereum, yeah, I don't see right now there is a trace, but once I see that, I'll update about that on the trading view. Yeah, just keep following me on the Telegram, keep following me on the Twitter, Facebook, and trading view. Yeah. Okay, so any question, fellows? Any question? All right, so we have done a weekly market outlook with so much detail. I hope you're gonna get these trades up. Okay, so look at the previous weekly outlook. Yeah, then you would understand that what we are looking for this week. Yeah. Okay. All right, fellows, have a good day, enjoy your Sunday, and we'll see you back into the group or on the trading view. Yeah. All right, fellows. Yeah. Have a good day. Thank you very much. Bye bye.